Hello, Gnatostorms. So, I recently found myself yelling at my TV, which isn't really that special actually. I do that quite a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if my neighbors are suspecting a domestic abuse at this point. Anyways, this time my reason for yelling wasn't some hair product commercial, but rather the stupidity of this woman. Her name is Katrine, and as you may have guessed from the title, she has some rather interesting ideas on vaccines and the human immune system. Ideas that she got to share with everyone here in Denmark when she appeared on national TV. More specifically, she appeared on a news piece presenting the results of a survey looking into the public opinion towards making the MMR vaccine mandatory, in order to boost vaccine rates. Now, apart from her obviously being against mandatory vaccination, her comments don't really have much to do with that. So instead of showing you a lot of off-topic filler, featuring expert opinion and, important stuff, you'll be getting the all stupid all the time version, featuring her. Subtitled for those with a lack of Danish, of course.
Otto.
Katrine Pilgaard Jensen er på barsel med sin søn Otto på 6 måneder. Han skal opbygge et godt helbred. Det skal ske med en sund kost og ikke med vacciner.
Your immune system does need calories and building materials, just like the rest of your body. So, unsurprisingly, your diet does affect your immune system. Our collective knowledge on exactly how it's affected is surprisingly limited, mainly due to how complex the immune system is. However, unless you have the reasoning skills of Printer Ink, it should be obvious that even the healthiest of diets won't prevent you from getting infectious diseases. Katrine is seemingly aware of this, which would give her some points if it wasn't for her opening statement.
Jeg mener, at det der med sygdom, med børnesygdom, er et sundhedstegn. Det er noget, vi skal igennem for at opbygge en sundhed i livet igennem.
How a child getting diseases, which kills millions each year, is a sign of health is anyone's guess. Sadly, this idea that getting childhood diseases will somehow give your immune system a general boost isn't an uncommon view among anti-vaxxers. While it would be nice if it worked like that, the adaptive immune system doesn't work like that. If you recover from an infection, which in the case of measles can take months, the only thing you'll have gained is immunity towards that specific pathogen, and if you're unlucky, potentially lifelong complications. The flu doesn't care if you've had the measles, because it's the flu and not the measles.
Katrine Pilgaard Jensen vil ikke tvinges til at vaccinere sine børn. Men hun er klar til at lytte, hvis de rigtige argumenter kommer på bordet.
Sorry to be presumptuous, but somehow I don't think she would.
De skal overbevise mig om, at vacciner er sikre for mine børn. At vi ikke skal stole på vores eget immunforsvar. Og hvis de kan det, så kan de for min skyld stikke nål i mine børn.
And we end on a double dumber menu with a large hypocrisy-flavored appeal to emotion. First off, we know the MMR vaccine is safe. We've been keeping track of adverse reactions for decades now, and sure, they are there. But the common ones are harmless and nothing compared to what measles will do to you. And the serious ones? They're so rare we can't even tell if they're caused by the vaccine. Secondly, what the flying fuck do you mean by that we shouldn't trust our own immune system? Vaccines work because of our own immune system. They activate the immune system in the same way a disease would, so that you become immune to that disease without having to suffer a potentially lethal infection. Please tell me how that's not your own immune system. And lastly, it's awfully hypocritical of you to act as if a doctor giving your child a vaccine is somehow a dreadful act when you yourself see getting sick as a sign of health. Seriously, act like a real parent, protect your kids, get them fucking vaccinated. Man, it felt good to get that out of my system. Thanks for watching, and a special thanks to Playzone for reading over the script. Hopefully this won't also be my last video.